Hello everyone, my name is Preston, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this psychedelic looping animation. This sort of graphic is perfect for green screen backgrounds. It's also very good for overlaying over motion graphics and text. It can give you an uncut gems trailer title sort of look. Before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you to please like, subscribe, and put notifications on. This channel runs off your support, so your participation is always greatly appreciated. Now that we're in After Effects, hit the New Composition button, title it Loop. Hit OK. Now go to Layer, New, Solid. You can make this solid whatever color you want because it doesn't really matter because we're going to cover it with fractal noise. Search for the fractal noise effect. This effect is seriously my most favorite effect in all of After Effects because of its versatility. It can do so much for you. For the purposes of this tutorial, go to Fractal Type and select Dynamic Progressive. And Noise Type, select Spline. I always like to hit Invert because it gives it sort of a weird sort of energy look. Now you can mess around with the contrast settings and the brightness settings, and that'll pretty much contribute to how different your loop looks. Now select your layer, hit Control C, Control V, Control V, and we're gonna do something very interesting. Leave the top layer red, select the box here and change it to blue, and on the bottom layer select the box and change it to green. And this is just a labeling sort of thing so that you can tell which layer is which. Search for the Shift Channels effect and add it to all three clips. On the red layer, leave red alone and change green to full off and change blue to full off. On the blue layer, change red to full off and change green to full off. On the green layer, change red to full off and blue to full off. Select all three layers and hit Screen. And we're back where we started. But that's exactly where we want to be. Something very interesting that you can do. If you go to any one of these layers, like for example the red layer, and you go to the evolution options and change the random seed, you'll see something very interesting happen. Look at that. Isn't that crazy looking? And it gets even better when we go to the green and we change the random seed there as well. And you've got this masterpiece. Doesn't that look insane? Like, it looks like Easter. We can go to each layer and change the evolution by hitting Alt and then clicking on the stopwatch. Type in time star 150. The red channel animates. We can go to another channel, say the blue channel, Alt click, time star, and we can change this to a different number, 160, and they'll go at different rates. Now something else that we can do is we can go in and we can change different individual effects. Like we can change how much contrast is in here, we can change the brightness, and you can really use that to influence the colors that you want to pop out and the colors that you don't want to pop out. Like if I were to make this to look more blue colored, I could increase the brightness of the blue and increase the contrast and really make it look interesting and more blue colored. You could even change the scale of certain colors, and I find that making the scales different really goes a long way in making it look more random. Now you don't have to do this, of course, but one final thing that I like to do just to shake things up a little bit is I like to add an adjustment layer and search for the effect glass. Add it to the adjustment layer and you'll immediately see some weird stuff starts happening. Go to surface, displacement, and displace it inward. It creates these weird sort of bubble looking effects. You can really get super weird with it, but I try not to make it too extreme. You don't want it to look too plasticky. I think that like this looks about good. And you've got something really bizarre looking. Select all your clips, right click, hit Pre-Compose, and move all attributes. Hit OK. Now in your timeline, go to 10 seconds Command-Shift-D to cut it and delete this part, we don't need that. Go to the middle of your clip at 5 seconds. Command-Shift-D, you're going to cut it in half. You're going to move the middle over to the beginning. Select your top clip and hit T for opacity. Hit the stopwatch, move to the end, and turn it to 0. And that should make a seamless transition between both points. If you have any special effects ideas that you'd like to tell me to make a video about, please leave it down in the comments. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.